What's up, guys? It's the dad. So I haven't made a video in a while. I wanted to come back and do another video for the new guys, just something that you typically don't think about until you're actually carrying for a couple years. And so today's topic is going to be safety, manual safety, in fact. On a gun, do you want a safety? Do we not want a safety? And why would we or not want a safety? So the reasons we would want a safety are pretty obvious. We want a safety because we don't want the gun to go off when we don't intend it to. We want a safety to keep negligent discharges, accidental discharges from happening, or basically just to kind of give us a barrier between the gun going off when it's unintentional for any reason. Now, the things we don't really think about until you're carrying a gun for a while are why wouldn't we want a safety? So there are some detriments to it as well. Basically, if you have a gun that has a safety, a 1911, a lot of the MP lineups, a lot of the HKs, various other models out there that feature a manual safety, and this is something that is up in the engaged position, typically down for the disengaged position, or that it's slowing you down. And it doesn't mean that it isn't still right for you, but you should know the drawbacks and benefits as such. So if I'm jetly fast, right, like if I train and I'm very quick and I can get to my weapon quickly in the moment that I'm not expecting, a safety still slows me down. So the problem is those variables are undeterminable. You could have a guy that has his gun out already. You can be that fast, and if you only have a third of the time he has to react, the safety is another thing that we have to disengage to bring the weapon into play. So I'm not saying it's bad. What I am saying is that for any of us, it actually does slow us down a little bit. The benefits are that we don't have accidental discharges, but the downside is that we're planning for a situation in which circumstances are less than ideal to begin with, right? So understand that a safety can keep bad things from happening, but it can also be the decision that keeps us between life and death if we're talking about a tenth of a second on presentation. The other thing that's important is that we have to train for safety, right? You would think that new people should have a safety, that you start that way and maybe you progress to a gun that doesn't have a safety. I can't completely agree, because we need to train for that safety. When we draw, we have to disengage that safety on presentation, and if we're not training to do that, we're not going to do that when we need to do it. Again, so I'm not saying to get a safety. I'm not saying to not get a safety. What I'm saying is that there's actually more training that goes into operating a gun with a safety, and that it slows most of us down, if not all of us down, regardless of your skill level. So again, go with what you're comfortable with. I own guns at both ends. I really don't have a strong preference. But if you're going to get a gun that has a safety, train. We draw, we disengage, we fire twice, we re-engage, we reholster, take a deep breath. We draw, we disengage, we fire twice, we re-engage, we reholster, take a deep breath. And the theory behind that is that you're building muscle memory so that when you're in that moment that all of us pray we never have, you remember to disengage the safety, stay safe, stay frosty. Appreciate you guys.